What's up, folks? How's it going? This is Abhijit here, and welcome to Devops Challenge Hub. So let's start with today's interview question. Let me share my screen. And so today we'll discuss about can subnets span multiple availability zones. So hope you guys are watching these videos playlist one after another. So today we are at 43rd one uh, of AWS Devops and BPC. So we'll discuss about first availability zones, then high availability, and we'll also discuss definitely answer this question: can subnet span multiple availability zones? So as you know that let's go to AWS dashboard, and here you can see that there are different areas actually, right? Different regions. North Virginia, Ohio, in Asia Pacific, you have Mumbai, AP South One, Osaka, AP Northeast, 3, right? So these are the different regions, AWS regions. So AWS region, let's say AP South on Mumbai, and we are creating a VPC. We allocated some CID. This is the CID range. These are the IP address, range of IP address we are given to this VPC. This is our like own campus. Like we can compare with like corporate campus, own campus, private area. Right? So that's the analogy we can do. Now this is the VPC, and then you have availability zones. So, like if we have everything in one area, one building, if some power backup failure happens, then it will stop working. So we need to have backup. So we'll have two offices or two separate structure, right? Which will have two separate campus maybe, so that it will have separate power supply, etc. And then this public subnet A will cover this availability zone or data center, and this private subnet B will cover this one. Okay. And then we have internet gateway and gateway within the computer. So what exactly are availability zones? Availability zones is it? It's a separate campuses of the same university in a city, or like office will have different branches, like main campus in downtown, science campus on east side, arts campus on west side, like university, or office there will be multiple campuses. Why if like if some gap like some power goes down or some problem happens in one campus, in critical work will can still go on, right? So because each campus has its own power grid, internet service, water supply, security, backup generator. So if there is power outage in downtown, it doesn't affect the east or west campuses. So similarly, like data centers, if one data center is down, another data center is still up and running. So you are maybe serving your customer, you have a web server in one data center. If it is down, another data center, another web server is running, which can serve the customer. So that's why you have availability zones. The availability zones are physically separate data center within AWS region. So what is the availability zone? Is it? It's a physically separate data centers within AWS region. Each agent consists of one or more discrete data centers with redundant power, networking, and connectivity. Agents in a region are connected through high bandwidth, low latency networking. And VPC spans all agents in the region, allowing you to distribute your resources across multiple physical locations for high availability. So VPC spans all availability zone. VPC Mumbai for Mumbai zone, there can be Mumbai agent, there can be one VPC. Uh, there can be another VPC, can be for North Virginia. Right? And inside the VPC also, it's again distributed in different data centers. Sometimes whole region may be affected, maybe because of the flood or some other issue, whole region is affected. So it has to be in the totally other different geography in that case. So how agent is related to AWS regions and VPC? So AWS region is a major metropolitan area like Greater New York area. Availability zone different boroughs in that metro, like Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, right? So availability zone it is inside that region. Like in Mumbai area, you may have Mumbai North, Mumbai West, East, right? Navi Mumbai. So they are the different areas. And BPC, your company network that connects all your offices across these boroughs. So BPC is all over the region. BPC covers the, let's say, whole Mumbai, one region. And agent covers subnet, which are part of the BPC, which covers one particular area or one particular data centers. So AWS region is a geographic area contain multiple agents, typically 3 to 6. There will be 3 to 6 data centers, separate data centers. Uh, so agent is a part of AWS region. VPC maps to AWS region, and uh, your subnet maps to agent available regions. So why can subnet span multiple agents? Like you can think about this subnet as like a floor. Right? You have a campus and there are like different floors of there, like different subnets. And floor one, floor two, like floor two of this building can connect with that floor two of other building. So like specific floor in a specific building, for things subnet like that, then you can't have floor three exist partially in Manhattan building and partially in Brooklyn building. So that is not possible. Each floor belongs to exactly one building. Each floor, that is each floor, if we look at the analogy, floor is subnet, belong to one building, is it? Okay. So the subnet cannot span multiple agents. Subnet maps to one agent. So that is the answer. How do you work with multiple agents? Then? If you want to work with multiple availability, you need to have separate subnets for each agent. If there are like six available agents, there should be six uh, agents. Like for example, if you look at a default VPC, if you go to your VPC, this is a default VPC. If I open this default VPC created by Amazon, and here see you see that subnets, six subnets are there, and the six available region. US East 1, East 1B, East 1C, 1D, 1E, 1F. So these are all separate data centers. And region is North Virginia. So North Virginia, in six different locations, six different data centers are there. Each one of them is called AZ, availability zone. So what are the key principles for high availability? Highly available means system is always available. Whether fault happens, whether something uh, damage happens, still you are able to serve your customer. So high availability, first thing is redundancy. You need to have redundant extra resource backup or extra things you need to have, right? You when you are going to exam, writing an exam, right? You need to have three, four pens with you. You are going to carry three, four pens. If one pen stop writing, then you can use another pen. Similarly, you will have redundancy. Multiple servers you will be keeping. No single point of failure. You won't depend on single supply. Right? Multiple food suppliers at the canteen. If one guy is not there, another guy will be providing the supply. Backup power generator at each location. These are like a single point of failure. Fault isolation. If something happens, if a kitchen has a fire, it should not affect other location. The fault you have to isolate. If there is like a water leakage in one room, so it should not affect. Like it should not flood in other rooms also. So you should be able to close the door, etc. You should be able to isolate the fault. Automatic recovery. If recovery automatic means if some problem happens, it should automatically detect and try to recover. So how it's done? Redundancy, deploy multiple instances of critical component across different agents, availability zone, across different data centers. This ensures if one component fails, others can handle the load. Then eliminate single point of failure. Every component should have a backup. This includes database, load balancers, and application servers. If there is a backup, there is no single point of failure. Then fault isolation. Design system so that failure in one area should not cascade to the other. It should not happen that it is a data center faulted and that error bug is replicated in other area also. It should not happen. That fault should be isolated. And then automated failover. Implement health checks, automatic failover mechanism. Constantly check whether that server is working or not. Server is down, remove that from that working server list, put another one. Right? So you can have health check, etc. So automated failover. Use services like application load balancer, RDS multi availability zones, auto scaling to automatically detect failures and redirect traffic to launch replacement resources. So there are the different ways you can do that. How do you implement? Now let's go to the okay. Before going to quiz, one more question is there. How do you implement high availability in AWS? So yeah, we need to have multiple response center like fire station, different neighborhood the way we have. This is like analogy, backup system, multiple dispatch center, load distributor. So implement high availability using multiple is it deployment, availability on deployment. Create subnets in multiple is it deploy SQL strengths at this database, other resources, sector. Create two copies, right? Load balancing, use application load balancer to distribute traffic across instances in multiple availability zones. So distributed traffic, auto scaling, enable auto scaling, database high availability, use RTS multi-agent deployment, health monitoring. So they are the things we already discussed. So they are the 4 5 points we can mention. How do you achieve high availability? Now let's go to the quiz section. How do you implement high availability in AWS? Use it instance in one availability zone, use multiple availability zones and load balancer, right? B is the answer. Use multiple availability zones with load balancer. Availability is achieved by distributing workloads across multiple availability zones using load balancers to ensure failover and traffic distribution. Failover and traffic distribution. Why can't Subnet span multiple availability zones? Because if Subnet is the title it's only because it has a different network, Subnet are designed to Subnets are designed to isolate resources within single area. Subnets are designed to isolate resources within single area. Subnets are agent scoped by design to provide fault isolation, spreading them across agent good defeat this purpose. If a subnet is there, this network will be down, or subnet is down. But if the network is there in multiple areas, like there will be some fault area, there will be no fault area. Right? You go, the traffic goes, then fault area also it's there. Right? So fault will be isolated. Right? There is a boundary. That's why the subnet was designed, like fault isolation. In a big room, if there is a water leakage, it may spread in the whole room. But if you have 5 different rooms, fault isolated, you can close the door or you can maybe some noise is happening. It won't like it should not go to the other room. The fault isolation. That is the idea behind this. So that's it for today. Hope you like this video and please follow and subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow LinkedIn page Devops Training Hub. I post quiz and a contest, organized contest daily, and you can participate in that. Also follow WhatsApp channel, you will get regular updates. And thank you for watching this video and see you again in the next video.